Hello everybody, Daniel here. Welcome back to Showdown Sunday, competitive Pokémon battling each week on Sunday with a brand new team. And I hope you saw the spotlight that went out earlier today, featuring the star of this team in its entirety, Carbink. I absolutely love this guy. I even have one on my in-game team. It is also named Carbinky because it's an absolutely rubbish name that I just ran with because I was having an off day when I caught it. But I absolutely love this guy. Do check out that video if you want a better understanding of him. Here's the typical, what I call the typical Carbink set that I will be using, which is Moonblast, Power Gem, Rest, and Calm Mind. It's got max special attack investment and max HP on top of that. This guy just catches so many people off guard because he's just an untapped gem, no pun intended, of the current metagame. He really is, and I do love him for that. Next threat that we've got on this team that again catches people off guard. This is a Choice Scarf Diggersby, and this thing has huge power. This thing is adamant. It is a lot of attack. It's got a lot of speed thanks to the Choice Scarf. This destroys people. This really does. Like, you should see Flufflekins when she gets going. She completely annihilates them because people just don't seem to expect this. They anticipate the quick attack alright and might switch the occasional ghost type to resist it. But the Choice Scarf with the Earthquake and the return, just no one seems to predict that. And I absolutely love it for that. It's done remarkably well because of it. Immersion metagame, I guess, for you. Hopefully people will catch on to it in future. But for now, let's abuse the hell out of it because people don't know about this set. But it's absolutely amazing. We then have our trusty Goodra here, which is running an Assault Vest. Pretty standard looking with the Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt. And the Infestation as well. I like that because it traps them. And because it traps them as well, it means I can either take them out easily with the Diggersby, or I can get a nice good old setup with my Carbink. So I'm really a fan of Infestation on this. There's no other move I really wanted to run for it. I was considering Ice Beam, but decided against it in the end. I really just like that trapping mechanic that this Goodra has. It's really handy. It's also got standard gooey nature here, max attack, fair bit of HP and speed, and a little bit of defense, just in case, just so it lives a couple of things and I can get a couple of gooeys off. Next, we've got a standard Skarmory. I'm running a Rocky Helmet over Leftovers because I want to get some extra chip damage off and things. And we have Brave Bird Roost. We have Defog and Taunt as well. So, this is just a new kind of defensive Skarmory that we've got. Defog now removes entry hazards, so I'm running that instead of the standard Spike set, which I would run with Spikes and Whirlwind. I'm just trying this out, and I've had a lot of success with it as of late, so I'm really happy how this has turned out. My Mega for the team, I've got a Mega Charizard Y. I love this thing. It's got so much special attack. I've gone for a timid nature, so it's maximum speed. I also have Tailwind on this thing, just to add some extra speed to it, and also benefits the Goodra and the Rotom, and gives Diggersby an awful lot of speed. Dear God. It's just a nice little addition to it. There's no other move I wanted to put there. I already have my Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Air Slash, which is everything I wanted on this thing. This is really good. Like, this is just such a powerhouse. It does so much damage, and I absolutely love it. And finally, we have a pretty typical Rotom wash. This is just a Choice Spec set. Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Willow, and Trick. Nothing really new here. It's a standard kind of EV investment. No surprises there, I've used it before. Let's move on to our first battle. Okay, and what have we got this time? Pretty odd looking team by the looks of it. You could confuse this for the past metagame. But oh well, okay, some people just haven't adapted to the new Pokemon, really. He's got his Togekiss anyway, which Fairy type, so I suppose that's something. Let's see what he's actually got here. So, right off the bat, there's got to be a Choice Scarf here. I'm going to guess it might be the matchup here, just because everything in the team seems generally a bit slow. Possibly a Scarf Metagross as well, although you don't see those that often. That's definitely a bulky Blissey of some variety, because it's Blissey. What else do they run? That's going to be a Breloom that just wants to destroy me in some variety. I am not a fan of that. I'll deal with it in a Rises though. We do have our Mega Charizard, which might just have enough speed to... Actually, no, it will have enough speed. What am I talking about? To take it out, so that's fine. And Suicunes, they generally run either the Calm Mind set... Well, actually, the Rest Talk set. Yeah, with Calm Mind. That's what they generally run, so I'm going to kind of predict that there. Okay, what do we want to lead with? Well, in the off chance he leads with the Breloom, I would love to lead with my Diggersby, but... Actually, yeah, I suppose we do have Choice Scarf, and we do have Quick Attack. I'm a bit fearful in regards if that actually kill him outright. I'm not terribly sure. But I suppose I can lead with my Diggersby, which should be alright. He's actually going to lead with his Machamp right off the bat. So, this may be potentially Scarfed. I don't yet know. I really just don't want to risk it at this point, so I am just going to go straight out into my Skarmory. We do have a Rocky Helmet here, so even if he goes to the Dynamax Punch, we'll get a nice bit of chip damage off him. He will confuse us sadly, but that's alright. We can kind of just deal with it. And now, what's he going to want to do? Well, he could just keep spamming the dynamic punches. I'm going to have to just chance the confusion because I haven't really got a whole lot of options I can do. Fighting types, this team doesn't really handle them that well. I only resist his Charizard, which isn't that bulky, and if it was to take it as well, I'd prefer it to be Mega Evolved. So I suppose what I'll do here is I'll just go for the Roost. Now, oh, we do actually pull it off, and that reveals to me also that we are indeed, well, he is indeed not Scarf, so that is fine for us. Well, the fact we're faster means I could probably go for a Brave Bird, and if we hit true, oh god, oh no, that didn't work at all. Okay, well, we did get a nice amount of damage off on him there, so that is something. Yeah, he's indeed running the leftovers. Okay, right, well, what we can do now, looking at his team composition, if we can set up with our Mega Charizard, the only thing that can really take it is the Blissey. Everything else is going to take some horrific damage in some form of another. So what I'm going to do, just because I know I'm faster, I'm going to go straight for the Charizard. I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm not going to set the Tailwind just yet. I'm just going to go straight for an Air Slash. Yeah, just in case he has the Thunder Punch, I don't want to really risk that. And he's actually going to go straight out to his Suicune here. Well, this still works fine, unless this thing is Scarf. No, it actually has leftovers there, so that confirms to us we don't need to worry about that. Let's just go straight for a Solar Beam. And, oh, we just didn't do enough damage. But we do have Sun on our side, so that's going to do a pitiful amount of damage to us. We don't even need to worry about it. We can just go for another standard Air Slash and take that thing clean out, so that is fine. Mega Charizard doing well already. So now he goes into the Blissey, so I really just can't stay in. I'm not going to do well against this thing. What's this going to want to do? Either go for an S-Toss, a T-Wave, or a Toxic. Some form of status anyway, or just general damage. Well, I suppose this is a good opportunity to bring in the Carbink, considering I can wall him completely. And I may just have to go for it, because I don't really have any other options. The problem is, as soon as he makes out the switch to his Breloom, he could just put me to sleep at an awkward time. And that's not that beneficial, because Breloom will still be able to deal like a fair chunk of damage to this Carbink. So I am going to have to think about that. You know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for a bit of a pivot right now. If he goes for the T-Wave, then it's not going to affect this guy. He actually misses the Toxic there, so that's fine. And let's just go for a U-turn now and see if he wants to switch anything. I can't remember if Diggersby actually gets any fighting type moves. If he does, then he's probably just going to switch out here. I honestly can't remember. I just jumped straight on the U-turn quick attack in that. So let's see what he wants to do. He is indeed actually going to switch out here, so we get a pitiful amount of damage off on that Togekiss there. Dear God. It's probably a defensively invested one, so that's good for us to know, which means, because that means we can switch straight out to our Rotom Wash, and because he has no ground type resist, we can go straight for the Volt Switch and just essentially force him to keep switching here, so we can just keep our own advantage here. The sun is going to wear off. That's not too much of a problem. Let's just go straight for a Volt Switch here. If I was him, I'd probably just switch out to the Blissey once again. Which is fine. I'll just get a little bit of damage off on it. I'm not too bothered. Oh, he's actually going to stay in with the Togekiss and take a hefty amount of damage. Dear God. Well, whatever this thing wants to do to me, my Goodra can take it because it does have the Assault Vest, so I'm just going to go straight into that. The T-Wave doesn't affect Goodra all that much. It sucks just a bit, but it's not really a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go for the Infestation, because if he goes for a switch or pretty much anything else, I can now trap him. So his Togekiss is now trapped in, which means that we have a bit of setup time to, well, for whatever we want to do. So what we could potentially do here is we could start setting up with Carbink here, because he is trapped with the Togekiss. The Infestation damage is just going to hurt him ever so slightly. And his main attacking moves is probably going to be Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam maybe, or Aura Sphere. None of those he can really hit us with, and we have Calm Mind as well. So this is pretty much the ideal time to switch into Carbink here. We do have to contend a little bit with just flinches going on, but that's not too much of an issue. So I'm just going to go straight for the Calm Mind here. He should not be able to switch thanks to Infestation. So that is fine. Oh, actually, wait, or does that hold mechanic work by when I switch? Oh, it does. Okay. Well, I still had the slightest bit of setup time with this Carbink anyway. My apologies. I always forget about those hold mechanics, how exactly they work. Even after one Calm Mind with a Moonblast in this thing, we should be able to take it clean out. He is going to get the Dynamic Punch off, which is going to chance it just a bit, but we do manage to strike through it. So that is the Machamp down. We also threw that Dynamic Punch really, really nicely. Another added bonus to Carbink. Dear God, he's got a Metagross though. This thing probably packing the Meteor Mash or the Bullet Punch. So we just have to get the hell out of there. There's nothing we can do. in the slightest. The fact that the steel type move is so obvious though means I can pretty much go for a safe switch into my Mega Charizard, which is nice because I should be able to take that. Oh, he's actually going for the agility here. Okay, right, so he has the agility, he definitely has the steel type move. He's probably packing some sort of psychic variant just because he has the agility. Maybe his final move then is Hammer Arm, just for good coverage. So with that in mind, with this psychic type en route, well, we actually have none that can really take that well. So that kind of spoils that plan. Okay, well, we do have this thing to tend with, and it now has an awful lot of speed, which is just a bit scary. Mega Charizard does have pretty good bulk though, and he hasn't upped his attack at all, so I am just going to go for Fire Blast here, and sure enough, actually, he's not even going to risk it, he's just going to switch out. Look how much damage that does on a Blissey, by the way. That's a lot. I know we have Sun and everything, that's still an awful lot. So we went for the Toxic last time, so we can just predict that, and I am just going to go straight out into my Goodra. He's actually going to go over the S-Toss this time, which actually lowers the speed a bit, which, it's lowered, I'm not going to complain. It's not that exactly that useful, but, it's lowered. We are a paralyzed Goodra, so it's going to take a bit before that goes down. I'm just going to stay in and go for another Infestation. Force him to stay in a turn, so that means we can get another potential setup on our Carbink. Maybe even switch to a Diggersby at some point. If we can reduce this Blissey more and more, then we should get to a nice stage where we can eventually just kill it with an Earthquake or a Return. So we've actually trapped in the Goodra this time, so I'm just going to go straight for the T-Bolt actually, because he can't switch now and we do have this, so we should be able to take the thing out. Oh, he has the Roost, okay. Alright, and actually something stupid on my part, which I always forget, Fairy typing, it might have Dazzling Gleam. I know we have a lot of special defense on the Assault Vest, but we're probably going to lose this war if we just keep going for the T-Bolt like we are. So with that in mind, well, we did 75% last time with the Volt Switch in this thing, so let's just go straight to it. Air Slash is not going to do near enough damage. So yeah, we can just go straight from the Volt Switch and force him to switch out once again. We're getting a nice amount of damage off on this Blissey. Actually got a crit, which puts us in a nice range, because that means that Fluffalkins, the beloved Diggersby, can actually come in, and we should be able to just do enough damage to take this out. I'm more inclined to go for the Return than I am the Earthquake. The reason being is that he does have the Togekiss. At the same time, I'd love to get so much damage off on that Metagross, but no, we should just play it safe here. We should just really go for the Return. And yeah, we should be able to definitely take this out. Sure enough, he does go to the Togekiss. Oh, he just actually lives that as well. Well, benefit of Choice Scarf is that if we go for a second Return here, we don't have to worry about any speed shenanigans. We should be able to take him clean out. So that is fine. Let's just take that Togekiss out, and that is good. Potentially, I should have actually maybe let that live even, and so that I could set up with my Carbink. But what are you going to do? So we don't have access to Quick Attack right now, and this Breloom has come in. It does have the Mach Punch, which I am fearful of. I don't want to mess about with that. So what I'm going to do is either predicting the Mach Punch or the Spore. I can just go straight out into my Goodra. Sure enough, he actually goes for the Spore. So this works perfectly. I should be able to survive at least one Mach Punch. So I'm just pretty clear to go for Flamethrower here. And, oh, God, he's the Focus. Oh, no, he's the subset. Oh, this is the set I always run. Oh, okay, well, this is going to be a bit of a hassle to deal with. But, yeah, he is the, oh, God. Now he's behind his sub and everything. Does that lower his speed even for the sub? Okay, it does. Well, I suppose that is something. Some sort of consolation prize there. But dear God, this is a problem. Okay, well we can't. So if he's running the same set that I used to run, which means that he's got the Spore, Sub, Focus Punch, and he probably has the Grass type move just for coverage, which means he's actually lacking the Mach Punch. Although, even with that said, it's the fact that he has leftovers and not Poison Heal that suggests to me he might be running Technician Mach Punch, which means I am quite fearful of that. So because of that, okay, well we still have Diggersby to take out the Metagross and the Blissey. So what we can do here is we can go into our Charizard, just set up the Sun for not going to make any difference. But we can just go straight for the Air Slash here, but we might potentially live a Focus Punch if he goes for it. I am fully aware that there is a huge risk of Spore right now, but we are just going to have to kind of go for it. Smart play on his part is to actually just go straight for that Spore, so that's going to be problematic in itself. He is actually just going to go straight for the Focus Punch here, so not the best of plays on his part, considering I do actually live it here. So I suppose we can actually scout for the Mach Punch here as well, so let's just go straight for another Air Slash, and him switching out suggests to me that he does not have the Mach Punch, so we don't have to worry about that later. So the fact that he doesn't have the Mach Punch as well means that this Mega Charizard here can pretty much clean take out both his Metagross and his Breloom, which means that we only have to contend with his Blissey now, which is probably in the spot where it wants to Soft Boil and get up all its HP. Now, a Fire Blast from this range, I'm just going to go back and see if I can quickly scout how much damage it did. I am just quickly checking. I don't see it immediately, but I don't think it was actually enough anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so with that in mind, then I'm really inclined to go for the Tailwind and just sack this guy so I can get a safe switch in to my Fluffalkins, but at the same time, he's probably going to go for the Softball. So I guess with all that in mind... Ooh, I have Trick still. Okay, yeah, I can trick him the item here. So sure enough, he is going to go for the Softball. And nothing on his team is going to appreciate Choice Specs. So if I just go for the Trick here, that means I've completely crippled one of his Pokemon. And depending on which one it is, I can exploit that. And I should be able to take this game. So we are going to get the leftovers here. He is going to put Toxic on us. It sucks a little bit, but not the end of the world. And because Sun is up as well, I can't remember. Willow, does that get 100% accuracy in Sun? I can't remember for the life of me. He's just starting to spam Toxic. Oh, God. Okay, well, you can do that if you want, I guess. So he seems pretty intent on just leaving his Blissey in for a while. And with that in mind, he's probably still not aware of what we've got in our Carbink. Now the question is, just because he's going for the S-tosses, it means that we should actually be able to live two of them, which, yeah, we should actually be able... We should be fine if we go into this guy. The only problem is we can't do an adequate amount of damage, even with that, so... I'm really unsure if I want to go for that. You know what? Okay, let's go one turn at least. Let's just go into it for a little bit. And he's actually going to go straight for the Breloom here. Right. So this is probably going to want to Spore something. Now he has the C-Bomb. We knew that from before. My Rotom, I don't know if it's faster. It depends if he's Jolly or Adamant. That really does. So I'm not too sure, but he's probably going to want to Spore me. So what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to stay in and go straight for the Moonblast. Okay, so he's going to go for the Sub on this turn now. And we know he doesn't have Mach Punch. He could go for the Unprotected Focus Punch, but why would he on the Carbink? That's not a great idea on his part. So what I am going to do here, I could actually wait this out. Well, actually, no, we'll just put something else to sleep, or put me to sleep again when I wake up. So that's not ideal. Okay, well, we know what he did before, so let's just switch straight into our Diggersby this time. We can go for a U-turn, and we can hopefully break his Sub. And then I guess we could switch back into Carbink, who should be able to take that. Yeah, so he's going to go for the Sub as before. I'm so uncertain if this guy actually has Mach Punch. He doesn't, though. Why isn't he running Poison Heal? I really don't know. There's no reason for him to be running Leftovers. I'm trying to think what his last move could be. Okay, well, we broke his Sub anyway, so he's going to get a Focus Punch off on something, which sucks just a bit. You know Mega Charizard's already not going to live it. And if we switch back into Carbink, then he's essentially going to get his Sub back up again. So I suppose I've gotten Rotom, I suppose, isn't going to be doing much work right now, so we can just kind of sack it. So that's fine. I'm not too bothered about that. And now we're in a position where we can go back into our Diggersby, and I'm going to go for the U-turn first in case he switches. Just so I can maintain switch advantage. I do want that. Actually, at the same time, there's no real... See, the only thing that might resist the Earthquake is the Breloom itself. Is he going to be that ballsy and switch directly into a Metagross? Is he? I don't have him down for that kind of player, so I'm going to go straight for the return here. No, it depends on how ballsy he's really feeling. To switch a Metagross in on a Diggersby takes a lot of balls. It really does. This man has a lot of balls. At least 3 testicles. Dear God. Okay. Alright. Well, this is bad now. This is actually quite bad. Jesus. Okay, well, we still got Carbink, who can't do a damn thing to this. What he's probably going to want to do is go for the agility again. I can't do anything to this thing with return. Like, it's fighting a losing battle here. Oh, God. I really don't want to sack Carbink. Particularly if he goes into his Blissey, it means that we'll actually get to a point where we should be able to just wake up in time and do enough for the Breloom. Oh, but at the same time, we need a Spore Fodder. And Carbink is the only thing that can really take that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Carbink. We've got to fodder you. We've got to fodder you. Okay, alright. Okay, let's go for a Power Gem here. Just need something that does even an adequate amount of damage to him. Oh god. This could be, yeah, Meteor Mash, yeah. Not gonna live it. Just not gonna live it. Like, there's no way we can live it. Okay. Well, we're now in a position where, yeah, we can go back into our beloved Diggersby. Let's just go for an Earthquake. And oh god! Well, we're fine. Perfectly under control. And we know that our Charizard is faster than the Breloom, so we should be able to clean up the game now. So that is fantastic. It just depends on how he goes for order. Yeah, you see, this is going to be the problem now. Oh god. I need to decide how I want to do this next switch. So the ideal play for his part is predicting the switch to Mega Charizard is to just go for the Spore. Do I have enough power to take out this thing? Oh, it's not something I can risk. No, I can't risk it. I have to go to the Mega Charizard. He's gonna go for the Spore. Okay, alright. Go back out to the Diggersby. And he's gonna go for the Sub, which probably wasn't the best play. He should have gone for a Focus Punch, definitely, though. Let us go for the U-turn. Okay. And now we're gonna sack the Charizard. Oh god, okay, and now he takes out the Charizard, and now we can just go for returns. And we might just be able to take out this Blissey in one hit with this stab return. Oh, this is gonna be close. I know that we can take out the Breloom, but can we the Blissey? It's on 88%. Can we do it? We're just over 100. Actually, yes, we're just over 100%, which means that even if he goes for the S-Toss, we can actually live it. So he is going to go for it here, but we live with 3%, and we can take him out and take the game right there. GG. That was incredibly close. We just managed to pull through at the very end there. Oh my god, that was close. It's a shame that we had to sacrifice Carbink like we did. But we did manage to just take that game there. So GG, that was incredibly close. Let's have one more game. Let's have one more. Okay, and what have we got this time? There's a Smeargle, it must have Spore, dear god. We can actually leave with Diggersby and just take that clean out right off the bat. So we don't even need to worry about that. That should just die almost immediately thanks to the U-turn. I suppose we can switch to Carbink as a sleep fodder because it doesn't mind it so much. Okay, what has he got? He's got a Barbaracle here, which is an odd choice. You don't see them that often. I don't actually have any grass-type moves on my team, so... Oh wait, no, I have Solar Beam. My apologies. So yeah, I should be able to pretty easily kill that. He's got a Dragonite here as well. The Azumarill I am going to have to fear, because that's probably the belly drum set everyone's running it right now. Aegislash as well, it's going to be a bit problematic. I suppose... Actually, Diggersby counters pretty much most things that Aegislash can do, bar Sacred Sword. But we should be able to take it clean out even with an Earthquake. That's fine. And the Charizard... I'm going to guess it's Mega Charizard Y for the sole reason that he just has another dragon on his team. Like, it probably wouldn't be that wise to have a bunch of dragons on his team. And also, Mega Charizard X generally runs Dragon Dance as well. He's probably got set up on one of these things. Actually, one of these three things. So, yeah, that's Mega Charizard Y. Okay. Right, so we're going to want to lead with Diggersby just because of the Smeargle's presence here. And sure enough, he is going to lead with it. So let's just go straight for the U-turn. It most definitely has a Sash, so we aren't going to be able to take it clean out. Sure enough, he's going to go down just like that. If he was going to hit me with something, I would go straight to the Skarmory and kill it with a Rocky Helmet. I don't think that's going to happen though, so let's just go to our Carbink as Sleep Fodder. Now we do have Defog here, so we don't need to worry about any hazards you might want to set up. Sticky Web is probably the one that he'll want to go for, just because it's new and it's exciting. Everyone wants to try it out right now. So that's what he's probably going to want to do. So with that in mind, if I go into my Charizard, the only thing I really can't do much damage to is the Dragonite. Although, he's definitely going to want to set up some form of hazard. So, going into my Charizard is probably the best play I can do right now. He may even just go straight for the Stealth Rock. Sure enough, he does, so we get him in before that. We don't have to worry about any default things. So let's just Mega Evolve right away. And if we go for a Tailwind, even the Azumarill should not be able to take us out with an Aqua Jet. I know it's got a lot of attack going for it, but without any boosts, like, even if it has a Choice Band, we should be okay. So I'm just going to go straight for that then, and he's actually going to stay in. He's going to go for some sort of other hazard. Oh god, he's running Endeavor! Oh no, that was a really bad misplay on my part then. Jeez, how often do you see Endeavor Smurgles? I suppose actually it's a really good one. I'm surprised I don't see that more often. Smurgle's just such a hazard slave these days. It's just so rare. Okay, well that's disastrous on this guy. So he's going to have a very limited life. Okay, well, let's just go for an Air Slash and take out that annoying Smurgle, dude. A surprising amount of damage. I should have expected more from that thing, and I know we got the Sun Up, but Aqua Jet at this range, we don't stand a chance. Okay, so we can't go into a Goodra because of the Fairy type. We can't go into a Diggersby either. Just because if it's actually at a lower state of health, we can take it out with a quick attack later. But for now, what we're going to want to do is just go straight into the Skarmory. We do have Rocky Helmet here, so it should do a nice chunk of damage. If he does go for the Belly Drum here, it's not that big of a deal, just because I'll resist most of his forms of stab. Like, he'll probably have the player off. And God, he's got Body Slam? That's really weird in a Azumarill, whatever you're into, I guess, but okay. Yeah, even the Body Slam, most people run Double Edge. I guess he must be going for Para Hacks there. That's the only reason I can go if that he'd run that. Okay, whatever you're into. Well, his Smurgle is dead, and that was probably the only thing on the team with Stout Rock's. Like, who runs two things with Stout Rock in a team? I don't. Let's go for a Defog, and he's actually going to go to his Aegis Slash here. Okay, well, we should be faster in this thing, which means that we can outright taunt it. And so getting that off, it means that he can't really set up a whole bunch of sword stances or anything like that he wants to go for. I know I'm playing a bit of a risk, actually. Just think about if he has a Shadow Ball that's going to do a crap ton of damage. I might just be able to live one though, but I am just going to go straight for it. Because most of these Aegis Slash, they run that standard set. So let's get that taunt off. Yeah, sure enough, he was going for Sword Stance, so that means it's probably the standard Aegis Slash set, which is Sword Stance, King's Shield, Shadow Sneak, either Iron Head or Sacred Sword. So I've really got nothing to fear, like with my Skarmory. He's pretty much shut down now. So just bearing his attacking moves in mind. Unless he has the Sacred Sword, I could go straight into my Diggersby. I don't want to find that out, like, tragically and unfortunately, though, in the off chance he does have it. So I'm not going to go for that first. It would be a bit silly. What I'm instead going to do... I could really use a clean switch into this thing. I honest to God could. I'm going to have to be very careful about our Charizard sending, considering that 3 of his things... Actually, potentially everything on his team right now has priority bars that are Charizard. Dear God. That's really unfortunate. Okay, well, yeah, actually, considering how much of his team potentially has priority, like Aqua Jet, Shadow Sneak, Aqua Jet, Extreme Speed, let's just sack our Charizard. It's not going to do much this game. The Smurgle really did get us. And just actually go straight into his own Charizard here. It's got solar power on it, which is kind of weird. Okay. Right, well, we're just inclined to go for an Air Slash here. Let's do as much damage as we can. We're actually against the one thing that definitely does not have priority. And this is Timid Nature as well, and I'm definitely faster than a Unmega Evolved Charizard. So unless it's some weird Choice Scarf set without a Mega Stone, I think we're fine here. So let's just go straight for the Air Slash. Sure enough, I predict that right. It is in fact the Mega Charizard Y, so that's fine. We can take that out. I could just go straight into my Diggersby here and just go for a quick attack. You may not expect it. At the same time, though, I want to save that for later as sort of a surprise. And I suppose I'm like in an ideal spot to switch into my Goodra, just because I resist pretty much everything he wants to do to me. And T-Bolt's looking like a very good move to go for, just considering his Aegis Slash will resist it, but I have Flamethrower to deal with that thing, so I'm not particularly worried. So let's just go for a T-Bolt. He has Dragon Bolts, but that's gonna do absolutely nothing considering I got a Assault Vest now. Just Goodra's massive special defense. So I managed to take that out just fine, which is really good, because that can wreak havoc on pretty much everything else in my team. It's my only real counter for that. Well, I suppose my own Mega Charizard as well, but still, that could have been bad. That could have been real bad. Okay, right. Okay, so we come to this time. What's this guy going to want to do? Well, he's not going to go for a Sacred Sword off the bat, because that's a bit silly. It just is. So I could go straight into my Diggersby. The thing is, if I go straight to that, his ideal play is to kind of switch out to his Dragonite. So almost bearing that in mind. Oh god, what do I want to do? It's really tricky. I know he has Swords Dance, so I can't afford to let this guy set up. And we didn't see an item earlier, which means that he might actually run Weakness Policy. And with that in mind, Flamethrower, really bad idea. It just is. So what I'm going to want to do at this point is, I actually still have my Choice Specs on my Rotom. If I trick that over to him, that should pretty much shut him down, because he is going to be packing the King's Shield on top of it. And Trick actually does go through King's Shield, it doesn't resist that. So yeah, like, he shouldn't be able to take me out of Shadow Sneak or anything like that. Let's just go for a Trick. Let's shut this guy down. He's going to be attacking me with something. He actually has the Rocky Helmet. And oh, you went for a double Sword Stance, which is fantastic, because we can get a Willow off on whatever. All of these things are physical attack based. So this is great. We can just get a Willow right off. And he's actually going to go straight out to his Barbaracle here, so that's fine. That thing is now burnt, so that's not going to be able to do any damage to us. And we can go straight for the Volt Switch from here. We're going to take that clean out. Oh my god. That's pretty fantastic. And what are we going to want to do next? Well, he's going to have Switch advantage no matter what I do. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to want to do here. If I go into my Diggersby, he's going to go straight into his Zoom Roll, and even from this range, I'm not going to be able to take it out with a Quick Attack. So that's a problem. I think the ideal thing for me to do is, yeah, just the Skarmory, because, yeah, Skarmory can wall the Dragonite fine, it can wall the Zoom Roll, and his Aegis Slash now has the Choice Specs, so how much is it going to be doing? I don't know. So this is probably the best play that I can do right now. If I was him, I would have probably gone to the Dragonite and then gone for the Fire Punch, but okay, he's going to go straight out to this guy. He's not going to be able to do a crap ton of damage to me. Even with a Sacred Sword, it's not going to do a lot of damage. And because of that Sacred Sword, by the way, I should most definitely not go for the Roost. That'd be a bad idea. There's no point in going to the Taunt for the Taunt because he's locked in. Question is, do I want to wake up Carbink right now? Well, I suppose there's nothing else I can really do. There really isn't. I could go into the Rotom and just... Yeah, I guess I could go to the Rotom. Because I don't really want to go to Carbink, because he's going to take it. Although this is probably... Gosh, you know, the ideal time to wake him up will be whenever he goes to do his Dragonite. But I keep getting this impression now that this is going to be his endgame sweeper, the Dragonite. So we have to bear that in mind. But that's the ideal time to switch into it. So I'm just going to go out to my Rotom here, actually. Sure enough, he's just going to go straight for the Shadow Seek, and he's actually going to hurt himself quite a bit there. Okay, whatever you're into. So I'm not really worried about this. I could just go straight for the Volt Switch, but... Well, okay, yeah, actually, you might as well go straight for the Volt Switch, because... Well, actually, what I could just do now is switch straight into my Diggersby. Couldn't I? Well, he could actually switch out to his Dragonite or something, realizing his tactic isn't working. You know what, let's just get some more Rocky Helmet damage off him. And, he's got an unfortunate crit on us. That's a bit sad. But we have Volt Switch, and he's going to kill himself after the next hit of whatever we do. And we know he's going for the Shadow Sneaks. So with that in mind, I suppose what I'm going to want to do here is, if I go into my Skarmory and just predicting him to save this guy for Death Fodder later, I'll go for the Taunt on this turn. Because if he is smart, he will save him for the Death Fodder. We do have a Rocky Helmet on this guy as well. So predicting that, I'm just going to go straight for the Taunt. Okay, he's not making the smart play, I guess. Looks a bit silly on my part now as well, but it would have been a lot smarter for him to just go into his Dragonite or something and start setting up. So okay, right, so we've got this thing to deal with now. And it's probably going to want to set up a Dragon Dance on us, so we're just going to want to go straight for the Taunt so he doesn't get any more of these off. So that's fine. So Carbink can now pretty much take whatever this guy does to us, and we can eventually get the Wake Up. I'd love to actually scout if this guy can live a Fire Punch. I might just be able to. Let's go for a Roost. And oh my god, what kind of set is he running? He just Dragon Danced. Who goes for a Thunder after... This guy is weird. This guy is weird. Oh my god. Okay. He's running a really weird mixed Dragonite set. Well, that's fine, I guess. Well, we can wake up our Carbink, I guess. At some point. If he has Thunder, then Extreme Speed and Outrage or something. He's got to have some sort of Dragon type move. And Fire Punch just seems so obvious. He could have Earthquake, but why would he? No one really runs Earthquake on a Dragonite anymore. So with that in mind, I am going to start trying to wake up this guy. And he actually misses the first Thunder, which is great, because it means that Carabink is going to get the advantage going here. We still have another turn to kind of get through. Actually, we could potentially wake up because it is the Smurgle Spore. It's not our own Rest Spore. Okay, well, the fact he's going for Thunder as well indicates to me that maybe all he's got to attack us with. It doesn't seem likely that he's got anything else, so let's just go for another Moonblast. What is this guy doing? I'm really interested in what's happening right now. I really just want to follow this. Okay, let's go for a Moonblast. He's still going for them Dragon Dance. Oh god, this is looking pretty horrific right now, by the way. No, don't go for the Calm Mind. Oh, no, that's bad. We want to just get this guy out as fast as we can. Dragon Dance. Okay, Moonblast. Aha! Oh no, it's got weakness policy. That's what he was banking on. Okay, well, he actually got good use out of that, I guess. Let's go for straight for another Moonblast. He would have gone for the Earthquake by now if he had it. Like, he just would have. Yeah, like now he's just going for Thunder. So, hi, you're against a Carabink. You're dead, son. You don't stand a chance. This is a really, really weird Dragonite set. Dragon Dance and Thunder. And Thunder of all things. Like, this isn't even a rain team. Unless the Barbaracle had Rain Dance or something. Oh, this is confusing. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Okay, well, let's take him out with the Moonblast, because Carabink's probably not going to be that handy against the Azumarill. So let's just take him clean out. That thing had a lot of boost going for it, but Carabink just triumphed even over that. Shows how awesome he is. Okay, right, so what are we going to want to do next? Well, we do have to fear this thing, and okay, he's just going to forfeit. He's just going to forfeit. Okay, alright. That was a really interesting match. There's some weird things going on there. A very odd team composition that he had as well. I don't even know what that Azumarill was running in the end because we didn't get to see. Just got hit by a Rocky Helmet at some point. That was a really good match though. I would have said GG, but Peanut Knight 99, he's needed elsewhere. So that's going to be it for this game. So that's going to be it for this week's battles. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I've honestly had a lot more luck with Carabink during the week. I have honest to God been using them, and I do plan on using them in future. I guess, though, even if it wasn't that great in these battles, even if it wasn't that well demonstrated, you are going to be seeing this guy in a lot of my videos because I do love him. So we may even get to demonstrate it at a future date. But yeah, I really do like this team. It has shaped up nicely. There's a lot of nice things in it. I suppose I probably should add some Ice-type coverage, though. Maybe get rid of the Flamethrower, possibly the Thunderbolt, just because we have the Charizard and the Rotom Wash here. We really do need some Ice-type coverage on it. It's a bit problematic. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun with this team, though. I have really been enjoying it. So that's going to be it for this week's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week with a brand new team and brand new commentary. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.